I like the challenges in life because I like to grow and I like to learn and I like to get better. So, and I like to challenge myself, and especially on the highest level. So this opportunity, we rose up, so we rose to the occasion.
My childhood wasn't the easiest. I started off living with my mom, and at the age of around 6, I started living with my dad because my mom just had her own, like, mentally, she had some problems. So with drinking and some drugs, and yeah, back then it was pretty tough.
I live just win.
Win.
That's the most important thing for me. I just want to win and put the best performance out there. They beat everyone.
Yeah.
I'm bigger. I'm stronger. I'm something that he's not used to.
The moment is closing in as Rico prepares for the biggest fight of his life, promising a performance that will leave no doubt he belongs on this stage.
We're coming to the end now, so actually all the hard work
Yeah.
is done. It's just fine-tuning.
Ooh, we're gonna watch you fine tune.
Yeah.
All right, let's chat after. Get your sweatiness done.
Yes,
And,
let's do it.
See what it says? World champion.
The challenge is new and the shift from kickboxing to boxing is real, but Rico insists this is exactly where he thrives, embracing every moment of the pressure and uncertainty.
It's been quite a
Has it?
yeah, quite a transition. Yeah.
But you
So-
wanted that. You wanted that hard.
Yeah, I love the challenge. So I just do not like to be comfortable.
Why?
I don't
You've
know, it's
earned
like-
it, haven't you? Not earned a bit of comfort.
Yeah, but like, I like comfort. For example, a nice house, a nice car, and when you drive somewhere, it's comfortable. But I like the challenges in life because I like to grow, and I like to learn, and I like to get better.
And the journey of the kickboxing legend carries a deeper story, as Verhoeven reveals his mother's struggles and how his father guided him into Kyokushin karate training at just 6 years old.
It was pretty tough. And then coming to my dad was a lot better, but it was really strict. Like, my dad has been a martial artist like his whole life. So he actually started with Kyokushin karate. Then during a tournament, he got injured. So he started teaching, and that's when he brought me to the gym. That was at the age of 6. For the people that don't know Kyokushin karate, these guys are tough. So they fight, but without gloves. So, and they cannot punch the face, but they punch the body, but with bare knuckles.
All of it shaped Rico into the force he is today, and he pays no mind to opinions, staying locked in and working harder to turn the biggest fight of his life into a true spectacle.
Mold you to the person you are today. It's so important to keep your mental health in the right place. And for me, the gym is such an important part of that, because it's the time that you're investing in you. And who else is gonna invest in you around you or in the world or whatever? That's you. You gotta invest in you and work on yourself. So that's why other people's opinions and what they think and what they say, like, I couldn't care less.
What makes it even more shocking is the story behind this crossover, as Rico was chosen to face Usyk during the Canelo and Crawford, with Jason Statham reportedly playing a key role.
Why Rico Verhoeven? Because Jason Statham had a chat with, and he's mates with Rico Verhoeven, and he's mates with Turki Al-Sheikh, had a chat to him ringside. I think when Canelo and Crawford fought, they were in Vegas together, and Jason Statham said, look at my mate, look at him fighting. And Rico had knocked out 3 men in one night at a kickboxing tournament, and Turki said, that's the next opponent for him.
Revealing more details, Gareth A. Davies reports this fight came after plans collapsed, as Usyk turned down Deontay Wilder, Joshua declined Rico, and Usyk's team ultimately agreed to face Verhoeven instead.
Was going to fight Anthony Joshua, if you recall. That was scheduled. Joshua against Rico. But when that was cancelled, and Usyk cancelled Wilder, which was going to happen, Deontay Wilder, they went to Usyk's team. Rico's told me the story. They had carte blanche from Turkey Al-Sheikh, and Usyk's team said, yeah, let's do it.
An opportunity this massive, built on such a story, demands Rico at his absolute best, and he is pushing himself hard in the gym under the guidance of Peter Fury. Verhoeven is sharpening his boxing fundamentals, and Fury makes it clear this is no real risk, as Rico has always trained with boxing elements alongside kickboxing. The confidence is rising fast, and Peter insists their focus right now is locked fully on winning.
It's a different sport, it's a different discipline. I'm learning to box more, and that's a lot of fun. I understand it so much better now that it is considered an art.
It's what he does, it's what I do as being training and being around boxing. It's what Dennis does. This is the sport we're in. So we don't see it as a risk factor. We enjoy what we do, we're passionate with it.
Rico's rising confidence has also caught the attention of boxing promoter Eddie Hearn, who believes that to deal with a pound-for-pound heavyweight like Usyk, a fighter must be disciplined, sharp, and ready for anything, and he sees those traits in Verhoeven. Hearn feels Rico has the boxing fundamentals and punching power to make it work. He also adds that guidance from a legendary trainer like Peter Fury only strengthens his chances even more.
You have to be a little bit deluded if you think you can walk into another discipline like this and beat the pound-for-pound #1. But the only way you're going to beat the pound-for-pound #1 in this situation is by being deluded. And he can punch, and he's a big, strong guy, and he has good fundamentals. I will never not think that someone can come in from a fighting discipline and compete.
Where's the risk? The risk is putting your best foot forward and doing the best you can.
Rico also reveals where he believes his biggest advantages lie, sending shockwaves through those who doubt him and assume he stands no chance. Verhoeven warns against underestimating him, saying he understands exactly what is coming his way. In preparation, he is locked into an unstoppable mindset, training with full intensity and focus. He delivers a clear message to the world and boxing fans that a shock is coming, and he is fully confident in bringing it on when the moment arrives.
I move different, I box different. I think that's where the opportunities are for me.
And the real question now is whether Rico's bold belief will actually come to fruition. Boxing insiders have their doubts, and as we hear from a man who was once brutally defeated by Usyk, the warning becomes clear: Verhoeven could be in serious trouble. Tony Bellew highlights that Usyk is a puzzle no one has successfully solved. He also points out that the biggest advantage lies with Usyk, as he is fighting in his own sport, leaving Rico facing a mountain that may be too high to climb.
Rico Verhoeven is a problem. He's a problem, and we don't actually know much about him from a boxing perspective, but we know nothing really. He's had one bout and you cannot take anything from that at all. His kickboxing experience tells you an awful lot, but at the same time, Oleksandr Usyk is the problem that no one can solve. He is the puzzle that no one can figure out, and I think the same will apply to Rico Verhoeven in a boxing ring with him. If this was a kickboxing match, I'm trying to tell you, Alexander's in an awful lot of trouble. Do not take a kick off him. Thankfully for Oleksandr Usyk, this is a boxing match.
Breaking down how the fight could play out, Bellew suggests that for the first 3 to 4 rounds, the awkwardness and style of Rico will be what Usyk tries to solve and adjust to. After that, Usyk's elite boxing pedigree could take over and make the night extremely difficult for Verhoeven. But he also adds that if Rico somehow pulls off a win, it would not just be an upset, but potentially the biggest shock in boxing history.
And I think once them first 3 or 4 rounds pass, and that awkwardness and stance and style Oleksandr Usyk figures out, I think Rico could be in for a hard night's work.
I mean, someone's saying it could change boxing forever if he wins, Rico. How does Rico go about trying to solve that puzzle of Usyk?
It'd be the greatest shock boxing's ever seen. If Rico Verhoeven is to defeat Oleksandr Usyk, it will be the greatest victory in boxing history.
At the same time, Bellew responds to criticism by saying Usyk has earned the right to choose and dictate his path after defeating boxing giants. Analyzing his style, Tony suggests Usyk is the one who bullies the bully, and no boogeyman can withstand his boxing intelligence. According to him, Usyk is unique in the way he studies opponents and breaks them down using their own strengths against them. Tony insists the world must acknowledge not just the kind of boxer he is, but the background he comes from.
He bullies the bully. He beats everybody at their own game. And the most impressive thing about it is, guess what? He comes to your patch as well. He's the only fighter in the history of the sport that goes to other people's backyards and beats everybody up on their own patch. Unfortunately, he done it to me as well. And nothing annoys me more than when I see fighters don't give him the credit he deserves. Because not only is he such an amazing fighter, he's a wonderful human being. He's a really nice guy. And I could only imagine what he's been through in his personal life and what's gone on in this country. It's been very hard. This guy's never had it easy. He's had it hard all the way through. You know, European champion, Olympic gold medalist, world amateur champion. He's completed boxing. And people will say, why is he fighting Rico Verhoeven? Why not? He's in a position where he can dictate, and he's in that position of power now.
On the other hand, Carl Froch questions the WBC sanctioning of the bout as a voluntary title defense, expressing clear skepticism about the matchup. He points out that Rico Verhoeven is a kickboxer with little recognition in boxing and doubts how well fighters from that background typically transition into the ring. Froch suggests that Usyk is essentially being given an easier fight at this stage of his career. Still, he acknowledges that the champion deserves some benefit after a demanding run of opponents.
Give the WBC a little bit of shit here because it's a voluntary defence against somebody that nobody's ever heard of, and he's a kickboxer. And I'm not sure about how these kickboxers go into the boxing ring, but there's I don't think there's many kickboxers that have gone into the boxing ring and done very well in the past. So all I can say about this is Oleksandr Usyk is due an easy fight, and he's got one.
Carl Froch also adds that Ajit Kabayel may feel frustrated, as he is the mandatory challenger for the WBC belt and has spent a long time waiting for his rightful shot. Froch suggests that this delay only harms the sport, especially when contenders are pushed aside for high-profile crossover fights. He criticizes the decision to match Usyk with a relatively unknown kickboxer instead, arguing it disrupts the natural order of title contention and leaves legitimate challengers stuck on the sidelines.
I'm not going to give him any stick. Why not? I mean, Ajit Kabayel will be a bit annoyed because he's mandatory for the for this WBC belt, and Ajit Kabayel's a bona fide challenger of the belt. He's been around for ages, waiting his turn, and he's going to have to wait even longer, which is bad for the sport, really. It's not ideal from the WBC to be chucking Usyk in with a kickboxer nobody's heard of. But I think it's a Ring Magazine show. It's in Egypt. Usyk's going to be getting paid well. I'm a lot better than what he'd probably be getting paid if he fought Kabayel.
Furthermore, Carl Froch acknowledges Rico Verhoeven for stepping up to face the heavyweight champion Usyk, but he firmly believes Verhoeven does not belong in the ring at this level. He points to Usyk's accomplishments and the fact that Rico is not ranked by the WBC in boxing as key concerns. Still, Froch gives respect for making the crossover fight happen, calling it part of the combat sports spirit, but warns that Rico has virtually no chance against Usyk in this matchup.
Because the risk-reward don't add up, does it? So I'm not giving Usyk any stick. I refuse to, because he's done everything he needs to do in the game. He could retire and walk away. But yeah, not really feeling this one. But no, in all seriousness, this heavyweight kickboxing champion, Rico, he deserves respect. So it's a combat sport, and I respect all combat sports. But he doesn't belong in the ring with Oleksandr Usyk. He's former undisputed champ at cruiserweight and heavyweight, so he's got no chance. But
even voices from Rico's own discipline are warning him, as Peter Aerts, the Dutch retired kickboxing legend, shares his thoughts and says Verhoeven is in for a brutal night. He points out that Usyk is not only physically bigger in impact, but has already brought down giants like Tyson Fury and Daniel Dubois. Despite this being a major opportunity for Rico's career trajectory, Aerts warns that his lack of boxing experience could make this one of the toughest nights of his career.
I think it's gonna be very difficult for Rico.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have that experience in boxing.
Yeah, true.
And Usyk is really good, I think, and especially he's not even that big, but he's beating all the big guys.
Yeah, but he's quite big. I met him last time in Italy. He's bigger than me.
Okay, well, let me put it like this. When I saw him fight with
Tyson Fury.
With Tyson
yeah,
Fury.
But Tyson Fury is...
yeah, okay. I never saw Tyson Fury. So,
he's bigger than us, much bigger.
But anyway, he did very good. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I think it's a big chance for Rico.
Yeah.
Joining him is another voice from the kickboxing world, Ernesto Hust, who believes Rico must deliver his very best and that the key factor will be how effective his transition from kickboxing to boxing has truly been. Hust adds that if Verhoeven has evolved enough in boxing, he could still find a path to victory. Peter also stresses that fighting is unpredictable and anything can happen. He notes that Rico's physical attributes could become a major factor and might help him stay competitive in the fight.
When I put my money, I put Usyk, but when he make good, one punch can be over, you know? You never fight is fight, you know?
Fight is a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
And so I hope that he will do good.
Yeah.
And if he show himself and if he really show that he's a good, that he evolved in the boxing and everything, I will be very satisfied.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think physically he can do it, you know, because he's always fit.
He's
Rico,
always
you know?
fit. True.
But I think Usyk is the better boxer. But you never know. No, fighting is fighting. So I hope the best.
Stepping into the conversation, Dominic Ingle offers a brutally honest take on the Usyk vs Rico fight. He believes the bout can only end one way, with Usyk winning and likely securing a knockout along the route. Ingle is clear that Verhoeven does not stand a real chance, and even having Peter Fury in his corner will not change the outcome. He jokingly adds that unless Fury steps into the ring himself, there is no scenario where the fight becomes competitive for Rico.
Be honest, from that kid that you watched against Bradley Skeet, and I know at that time you had question marks around him, but after his win against Belanga, you went up in your estimation and you rated him as a fighter. But are you surprised the transition he's made from that kid against Bradley Skeet to now he's going to be a legitimate world champion?
It's like, look, when it's a few years back now we boxed Bradley Skeet, and boxing's all about timing, and Hamza was coming through quite rapidly.
Giving his prediction, Gareth A. Davies believes the fight will likely end around the 7th or 8th round with Usyk stopping Rico. He feels that despite Verhoeven's powerful right hand, he does not stand a real chance against the Ukrainian champion. Davies draws comparisons to the time when Floyd Mayweather fought Conor McGregor, suggesting a similar mismatch in technical level. He insists that Usyk's boxing intelligence, movement, and experience will eventually break Rico down and lead to a decisive finish.
I can't imagine Rico's got.
No, it's like a massive odds-on favourite. It's another freak show, isn't it?
It is. Well, we had
unless something crazy happens. But it can't.
Rico's got big right hands, but it's a different sport. We saw that when Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather. We had never seen Mayweather hit by an uppercut, but he didn't move when Conor hit him. Conor got exhausted because he's used to going to the ground, because MMA is a different sport. So is kickboxing. Usyk, with that brilliance, that tip-tap-top, left, right, left, angles, he will exhaust Rico and probably stop him.
So when the bell finally rings, the world will find out if Rico Verhoeven can turn belief into reality against a master like Usyk, or if this dream ends exactly where the experts expect. One thing is certain, this crossover has already shaken the fight world before a single punch is thrown. Now it is your turn to decide, is this the biggest shock in boxing history or a step too far for Rico? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like the video, and subscribe for more fight breakdowns like this.